What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I thought we would have a little talk. I'm sorry about my hair. I literally got out of the shower about 20 minutes ago and it won't chill out. But I thought today we would talk about Universal Studios Epic Universe over in Orlando. Now, as you know, we are big fans of the Universal chain in this channel, even though we've been to none. It will be changing soon, as we are, now that they've sort of announced, well, we've had this park announced for ages, but we're planning to go in early 2025, not 2025, 2026, after Epic Universe opens. Hopefully it won't be too busy if we sort of go in the quite early parts. Yeah, so I just wanted to drop my thoughts on the theme park, what we know, and if I have any worries. Now, the first bit of the park is like, I think it's called Celestial Park or Celestial Land. It's essentially themed like outer space, and at the right back of it is a huge hotel. Now, both of these are really cool. I think that whole park is kind of like a centerpiece to it, would be a really cool feature, and I feel like most people will really like that. And the signature attraction in this area is called Starfall Racers. Now, this is a Mack LSM launch coaster that races. Now, I feel like this is them sort of making up for Dueling Dragons, Dragon Quest, hitting the dumps, getting another dueling roller coaster. This one looks really cool. Especially, I think it was the left track that looks significantly better than the right track, I believe. It's the one with the barrel drop down inversion, I believe it was called. I've got traffic outside, lovely. But yeah, it looks really good, and it's kind of got like that star theme to it that could really help it. One of the first lands that we sort of got to know stuff about was the Mario Super Nintendo Mushroom Kingdom land. I am a very big Mario fan. I spoke about this in my last video on Universal Great Britain. I'm very happy for this land. We know a few of the rides. We've got like this Yoshi ride that kind of goes on top, more family orientated. But the main ride will be in the subsection, which will be a roller coaster themed to Donkey Kong. Now, if you've got two brain cells out there, you would know that Universal Japan, or is it Tokyo? No, it's Universal Japan, has this ride, and they have the sort of the new technology where the train, so you've got the train here, you've got the wheels here, but there's a stick that goes behind and it connects to another track here, so it gives the look like it essentially goes off the track. That was a horrendous explanation, and I'm terribly sorry. But yeah, I really hope we get this, and not just some other roller coaster themed to Donkey Kong, because this is a very unique thing, and I would love to ride it when I go. Other than that, the lands that we already know, the Nintendo lands that we've already seen around the world, they look phenomenal. So if this is, sorry, I'm just gonna pull that, get rid of that and blur. If it will be anything like that, then it will be amazing. Like, this land will be stunning. I can't remember if we'll get like a Peach's Castle sort of thing. But yeah, it'll be really good. Another thing that I was thinking that could be really cool, they won't do this, but what if we had like a Bowser's Castle sub-themed area where you go in and there's like what looks like to be lava spewing everywhere. You go in, maybe it's got like an indoor dark ride, or maybe even a roller coaster if we're pushing it, but they will never do that, let's be fair. They've already done quite a bit with the subsection of Donkey Kong Land in this area. The next land, which is probably the one we know the most about, is Isle of Berk. Once again, huge How to Train Your Dragon fan. I'm probably a bigger fan of the theme song than the actual films itself, because that theme song, oh my god, it is so good. But yeah, this whole land looks phenomenal. It would probably be one of my favourite theme lands in any theme park ever. And that is saying a lot. we know that it's going to have an Intamin LSM launch coaster, essentially a more family version of a Blitz, like Hagrid's. However, we don't know at this time whether there'll be any drop tracks, rolling multi-passes, swing launches, all the cool stuff. Well, they don't have any of that on Hagrid's, but, you know, the cool out-of-the-ordinary pieces of a roller coaster that, you know, the Hagrid's one has, and other rides have. This will be very good. This ride is more family and catered to the audience, but if it's anything like Hagrid's, then it will be really good. Also in this land, there's like this boat ride where you can like shoot people, kind of like Battle Galleons at Alton Towers. So probably better themed, which is Battle Galleon's quite good themed already. And they've also got one of those, like I believe it's an arrow. No, it can't be an arrow. But it's one of those flying plane rides where you can control how much you spin around. It's like the one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. But that'd be really cool. I think it's like themed to one of the dragons or something. But yeah, that whole land from the release video just looked beautiful. Going on to the other side, which I think needs the boat. I've done this in the correct order. You've got the Ministry of Magic. This has got to be the land that we know the least about. At the moment, there's been no roller coaster to be announced to go in this area. And of course, Ministry of Magic is Harry Potter, as you probably may or may not know. This is another land that will probably be really good, especially to big Harry Potter fans. One thing that will probably be pretty much already confirmed is that we might get another train station linking up the other two train stations from Isle of Adventures and Universal Studios. It just makes quite a lot of sense, to be honest. But then again, you don't get to Ministry of Magic through that. You get it through either going in the toilets or the Floo powder, I think. It's been a while since I watched the films. But yeah, it's either or, to be honest. It's flip of a coin. The other things that we'll probably get here is some sort of motion simulator, maybe a screen ride, some sort of dark ride. I'd imagine we would get here themed to Harry Potter, but no roller coaster has been announced yet. Then the final land is called Dark Universe, where it kind of themed to the horror characters. We say horror characters very loosely, as they mean more like Donkey Kong, King Kong, Godzilla, those sort of like titans. And this land we actually do know has a roller coaster, and that I believe is mostly going to be indoors. Listed on Roller Coaster Database, it actually has a multi-pass launch. So there's some sort of swing launch or backwards launch, like, you know, goes up the spike, down, and continues backwards. But it will be quite a good ride. It will be a max spinning coaster. So it's a spinning coaster with 3 trains, traditionally. Not 3 trains, it is 3 trains, yeah. But yeah, that area is probably the one I'm least excited for, because King Kong and Godzilla have never really been my biggest favourite films. However, we don't really know what else would be in this area, so they could just surprise us and do some random area, random bit of it themed to a random quite cool film. But yeah, that's what's going to be in them. My thoughts on it is that I am really excited. I mean, I really had my heart set on going to Universal next year before Epic Universe opened, but after I did a bit more research, I was like, no, I have to have it all. We have to go the year after, or maybe even the year after that. My only big worry is that when Hagrid's opened, it reached 9-hour queues. This opening year will be bonkers for the theme park. We're talking hard to tell, to be honest. It'll be very busy. To anyone who wants to go to this park, wait. Especially if you don't, if you live in Florida, you know, go every Tuesday, maybe twice on Sundays. But if you live far away, where it costs quite a bit, like I live in the UK, it's about a £700 flight. For me, I say just wait until 26 at least, because then the queues would quiet down. If you go in the less busy parts of the season, you'll probably have a really good time. But anyway, that's all we have time for in this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.